if you clicked on this video, you probably have heard about the recent Rugby 360 news. And if you haven't, well, this is a surprise for you, because there is going to be a new rugby competition, not rugby league union. They're going to be playing rugby union. It's called Rugby 360. But most NRL fans know about it because they are looking to take some of our players, and these are not some really small players. A lot of them represent state as well. So it's not like they're taking on Nathan Cleary's, Reece Walsh's, and Payne Husses and stuff like that. But they are still taking, well, trying to take pretty big players. So today I'll be going through all the Rugby 360 competition details, all the players that they are trying to get, and then at the very end talking about what this could mean for the NRL in the future. So let's begin. I think the perfect way to start this one off is talk about the players they are trying to get. We'll start this off with some obvious ones. Ryan Papenhuyzen plays for the Storm. Obviously, the Storm, one of the most dominant teams in the NRL. They were in the grand final last night. They unfortunately lost it, but Papenhuyzen, a key member of that team. They're followed by Zach Lomax. He's not appearing in the finals much with Parramatta, but a lot of hope and a key player for us. And then obviously he's Origin wherever he plays multiple times for New South Wales. Then you got Jai Gray, who's really, really good. One of those players who shine in that south side. RTS for the Wars. Will Kennedy for the Sharks, and just among a bunch of others, but I just thought those were the main ones, so probably had to name those guys. Look, they're offering these players a lot of money, and it's really hard to not accept this for a lot of these guys. I know Papenhuyzen's probably at the top of his game right now, but look, these guys at Rugby 360 are offering to pay, by obviously new contract for them, and then pay out the rest of their NRL contract as well, which is ridiculous, the amount of money that's going into it just to get some of these players. And I could see at least a few of them deciding to go over. I know they're going for some union players as well. I don't know too much about that. Obviously, I'm an NRL channel, so I focus on the NRL stuff. But it's really unlikely. They just got to have these players got to look at Papenhuyzen. Probably has a good chance of staying. He's thinking probably has top game right now with the Storm. Probably wants to stay. Lomax, Jai Gray, they're both great players, but they play for Parramatta and the Souths, who are both struggling right now. And he knows he can get a whole bunch more money playing this new competition. So yeah, that's with the players and stuff. It could all be confusing, and really we don't know what's going to happen. Now it's time to talk about the competition details for Rugby 360. So the first season will launch on October the 2nd, 2026. It will start off with including 6 teams. I think you could possibly get to 8 eventually, maybe. And there's 4 female teams as well. And then in 2027, which is the year for the Rugby World Cup, which is happening here in Australia, I believe, the 12-event competition will run from April to September instead, and will include semi-finals and a final. So I don't know if it's going to be like that the entire time. Maybe it's just like Rugby World Cup year, so a bit confusing, but I'm sure we'll get more details on that eventually. 2028, the competition will include 16 events running from April to September. The franchise locations are expected to be based in London, Miami, Tokyo, Dubai, Boston, Cape Town, Lisbon, and Madrid. Okay, so that's a lot of places going to it. Franchise locations, so apparently I think they'll go into a bit, but there's like a player draft, and they all draft to in each team, and then every single... So if you think about the NRL's Magic Round, I think every single round's like a Magic Round, so they all play on like one day in one place, or maybe over a few days in one place. So all around the world, as I said, Miami, London, Tokyo, probably these, Dubai. I could see a lot happening in that Dubai, Saudi Arabia area. All the teams are registered to the United Arab Emirates Rugby Federation. The players will own their IP and not be owned by their team or Rugby 360, maximising their off-field earning capacity. So, as I said before, a player draft will be held in July next year, where all players will be assigned to teams. All players will be able to choose their country of residence and won't be asked to reside in the franchise location. I'm guessing maybe these guys can still be selected to go play in the World Cup, but I feel like if you're joining this, you're probably not going to get selected in the World Cup. But yeah, those are what I've got now for the competition details. And now to the final bit, what is this going to mean for the NRL? We obviously recently found out that Mark Nwingo-Witowa, I'm getting better, I promise I'll improve. He's going back to the Wallabies after next season. So he's it's literally maybe second, third season. He's gonna only do 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know if he was here. Well, I think he was here a bit of the end of last season, so I don't know if that would count for 3 full seasons, maybe 2 and like a quarter of a season. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Literally, he's barely been here for long, and he's already planned out to move back to Union, and he's gonna be back in that Wallaby side because he wants to play in the World Cup, which is very fair, but it's not the best thing for rugby league. And now if you got the Rugby 360 coming, a lot of players might be starting to think, oh, maybe I should go over and play Union if it's for the Wallabies on this new competition, because they're making much more money than they are in, well, most of them will be making much more money than they were in the NRL. And it's going to be this big whole new event, something different, and it's worrying because if we start seeing these guys leave, maybe more players will want to leave, and more and more and more. And then, I know it's never going to happen. The NRL is never just going to run out of players and stop. But the higher, our highest, our best players, the most paid, those guys will probably end up might wanting to leave. And it's, with all the stuff happening with the NRL right now, like how popular it's been over the last year has been incredible. That could all just go downhill if a bunch of our star players keeping the league alive all just leave. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If there's some other big type of news on it, I'll make another video on it. But that's really all I got for so far. I don't think we'll get much anymore until maybe a player signs or even the draft next year. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.